Okay. First, the forwards to here, and after we spin around. Okay.
And welcome to La Gauche, and this is where the mast was.
Yep, it took a little while to get it off. We had some very unseasonal weather come through, but all systems go now, and we're trying to find out exactly what's going on down below.
Yes, what was the mast sitting on? I hope you like the film. Coming up, there's nothing for it, the mast has to be lifted. What lies beneath is still a mystery. And the little boat set off into the mist. A slow start to their race to the Canaries. We begin with the mast on. The problem is, she's sinking.
Okay, well, it looks like the wind that we've had over the last week or so is dying down over the weekend, so we should be able to get the mast, hopefully, lifted next week. So I'm having a final look at what we might be up against here. So you can see the two holes here that had the self-tapping screws, the one that had those bits of grey from the resin from in there. But what I'm thinking I'm going to do is just drill down through here and make a bit of a borehole lower down and see what comes up, because it's going to be what's lower down, I think, that's going to be the problem if there's something in there that's a little bit wet. Yeah, and if you can see that, it's dark. It doesn't feel particularly damp, but it's not dry. It's not what you would sort of hope to get. Hasn't really got a smell. It should be sort of vinegary smell if it's really sort of gone off in the usual way, but I mean that's not right. I did drill the other side as well and I've had all the table out, and that comes up as light coloured sawdust and bits of resin. So this something's happened to this side, and it's low down. So yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit of digging, get down there, see what's around, and find a way of building that back up with something nice and solid.
Meanwhile, we're keeping busy. The biggest problem with the fridge is the condenser plate. It's blocked and needs to be replaced. We're still not sure why the freezer isn't working, but the good news is we have managed to find a specialist to help us.
We were lucky enough actually to get Paul, who's the real expert here from Sopramore, who's actually retired, but he came back just to have a look and make sure our system's great, and he's found a few things in here he didn't like. So things like these, these are quick connects that in the system. There were 3 of them, and he said, well, look, for the sort of cruising that we're doing, you're going to be away from places you don't want to have these in there really, because they've just got O-rings in there, and if they're on the suction side, then they can bring in air and therefore moisture, and if they're on the pressure side, then they can start letting out gas if those O-rings start to fail. So best not to have them. So all our units now, all our joints now are just brazed in, so yeah, there's none of that within our system anymore. And there were other things in there as well, like this. Then none of the other fridge engineers that we've had as we've gone through the med have spotted it was in the wrong line. This is in the suction line, not the pressure line, and it's a dryer that's sort of put in there to do a job, and then you should take it out, and it's been in there the whole time we've had the boat. So that's not good. So hopefully now we've got a really good system. It's not finished yet. It's just been pressurized up to 100 psi. We're going to just keep an eye on that and have a look at it tomorrow. If it's still up to pressure, then it's all good and we can gas it up, and hopefully we'll have a reliable system from now on.
And it's Sunday, so time to take a break and watch the surfing. The next morning we have a rare moment when the wind has dropped enough for us to take down the staysail in preparation for our mast lift. This isn't easy on boards, but we finally managed to get the sail in the bag. Meanwhile, our neighbour is putting his mast up.
Would you like another hand on deck?
Yeah, go on then, if you don't mind, yeah.
Keith Oliver is one of 5 competitors in the 580 race preparing for the qualifier leg from Lagos to the Canaries. First, a bit of teamwork is needed to put the boat together.
Ready?
Yeah.
I'll hold it and you can get up to the next level. All right there?
Yep.
Ready? Yeah.
Well done, guys. A couple of hours later, Keith is going in the water.
Thank you. See you later.
Along with his US counterparts, Michael and Jack. In a few days, they will all be underway in a race that some of them will continue single-handed around the world. Amazing.
It's a nice day today, so I'm trying to get some of the jobs done that we need to do before the mast comes on. One of those is the Starlink, which I'm sort of putting together here. Judy's just come back off a run. Was that lovely?
Invigorating. Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, good. Well, it is a nice morning. So yeah, it was a bit windy and rainy and horrible when I was putting this up yesterday, but we got it there. I mean, it sort of shows it's quite a bit of windage, bit of weight to it. So it needs something fairly substantial. This is the thing that you get with it, or you can order with it as an extra. It's meant to mount it on a house, but you know, so it's not ideal. They don't sort of supply anything for putting it on tubing. So yeah, I've just got to cut a piece of teak and bolted that through, and then this is just bolted to the thick bit of wood. But that seems okay. It's going to sit there flat like that because I have disabled the motors. I've got to finish off just doing all the cabling, which is going to come through here and down. It goes into the aft cabin. And it's quite a long cable, so it could come all the way through and into the saloon, and it probably will do eventually. At the moment, I've got it back in the aft cabin, and so the router's there. But I think the router's seems to be good enough to do the whole boat. It goes through. I'll show you where it is. So the cable comes down in that cabinet there, and it has to come all the way through here. Lots of drilling of holes. But at the moment, I'm powering it from this. The router is under there in the dark. Okay, so you can see it really is a power-hungry beast, this. Look at that, taking 54, 48, 41, sometimes it goes up to about 58 watts. But yeah, look, just under 50 watts. So that's, I mean, it's 4 amps it's taking. It's as much as a small fridge, that. So it is a lot. I was hoping it would be less once I've got the motors off, but it doesn't seem to be. But yeah, let's have a look at other stuff. Have a look at the app. I'll put this up on screen. Does statistics showing you if there's any dropouts and outages and things like that. Obstructions, you can, if you're mounting this at home, you'd go around and use the camera in your phone or your iPad or whatever, and it sort of scan the sky and tell you the best place to put it. Well, I haven't really got any choices on the boat, so you know, it is where it is, but it is.
Most important, of course, is the speed, and you can see we have no problems there. And you can see the speed from the router to the device. You can even plot the response throughout the boat.
The boat is a mess at the moment, I'm sorry about that, but that's what it's like when you're on the hard. But yeah, it's showing you this little map of little green dots of where it's good. So green is good signal, good signal. So I'm coming around to the nav station type area now.
It's all good fun, space age stuff. How far we've come in a generation. I used to get a letter in the post once every couple of months from my father when he set off around the world.
So the day has come, we hope. There's no wind today, so it's Monday morning. We're hoping that the crane will be free today, but we want to get everything ready. So already got the staysail off. I'll get the Yankee off and the main off now. So I've just stripped all the reefing lines out of it. Got the vang off, and yeah, go tidy up all the ropes here, get that ready before we can get the mainsail off, get the bag off first. I've taken all the pins out of all the bottle screws.
They're already loosened off a little bit. I did that when I found everything was moving, so they're all marked up ready so they can go straight back to the right position, and yeah, and we can work from there. But let's get the rest of the sails down before any wind comes up.
This is the last job to do before the mast lift, and the weather is at last improving.
It's 12, not 13, isn't it? No, it's 13. It's 13!
Michael has volunteered to help, which speeds things up nicely. Many hands make light work and all that.
I missed one. I have. I missed two, in fact, there's 5.
But when it comes to folding the new sails on board, well, let's just say it's not pretty. The best we can do is make a bundle and tie it up. Then lo and behold, that night,
The crane is here!
Eureka, a crane.
So the crane is sitting nicely in position already. It's a lovely still morning, so that's great. I'm tripping over the boom, which is on the side deck here. Got the head sails ready as well. Just bring all the reefing lines back and ready to get to the bottle screws underneath. So I think all in all, we're as ready as we can be. And Antonio, who is a very good rigger, he's the guy that actually made our sail bag as well. He's a sail maker and a rigger. He's a good guy. So hopefully, it's the first time we've done it, so we're relying on him to do a good job of lifting this off. I'm not sure where they're going to put it and what they're going to do with the furlers, but we'll see. We'll see when he comes.
The main issue when the team arrives is the backstay. It turns out this visit isn't after all to remove the mast, but rather to release the rig for when that happens. It all looks quite precarious as the rig is dismantled, but we are promised the mast will be lifted tomorrow.
You can pass in this one.
Yeah.
Calma, não pode fazer isso.
Quick update then, it's Tuesday morning, as you can see. Mast is still up. We got the cherry picker to do its job taking the instruments off the top, and we got the backstay off, which was a bit of hassle because it got stuck in that extrusion that the radar sits in. But hopefully he'll come again today and do that. Meanwhile, Lucas is hard at work. Hello. Is that stuck? So this is the one for the freezer. We got a new one in here because that one was completely blocked. But yeah, bit of a bugger to get out. Jeez. But it's been in there 20 odd years, so. Wow.
Stronger.
Well, it's good that it's well sealed, I suppose, so you don't want it falling out. Jeez.
And just as Steve is talking freezers, the crane arrives. We don't don't know for sure, but this is possibly the first time the mast has been lifted since Fair Isle was built 23 years ago. "17 metres of aluminium, designed to take us around the world." As she lays in her temporary cradle, we start taking apart the base.
There we go.
That's loose.
This is loose.
Is that enough?
Steve's gonna go hang on to it down below so the pipe doesn't,
Yeah.
the strut doesn't fall over.
Go for it.
Ta-da! It moved. Did it? It didn't move, I think. Yeah.
As it turns out, nothing is likely to drop off. Far from it.
Yeah.
Okay, that seems very solid still.
Yeah, I mean it moved, but very tiny amount. So
Removing the compression post takes over an hour. But something is moving underneath, so we need to get at it.
There we go. Ooh, heavy. Right, where should we go with it?
Don't need any more. Well, here, how about you watch that end? I'll watch this end. And I'll follow you out.
Heavy, isn't it? Okay, so I've removed the glass from the top of this step. You can see it is just a teak block underneath, and actually it's not rotten at all, not from the top looking at it here anyway. It's just the area around the screw holes, a little bit of water's gone in, so that dark stuff was just that. This is solid as anything, and as I expected, although it looks like it comes up to here, it's not joined to it at all. In fact, it just lifts off. It's a solid piece of teak. No problem with that at all. It's not that that's sinking. So it's what's underneath it. And you would expect that to be something completely solid that goes down to the keel. Doesn't seem to be that way. Have a look, well, listen to this. Now that is as hollow as you can get. That is a tank. Now the bit right at the end here, maybe that's something, that's the solid bit, maybe just that last little bit. But if you look at this block of wood, I mean, it's cut away to go across the top of this bit of conduit here. So it's only really from here got any contact at all. All this looks like it's completely over just a tank. Now that must be the strongest tank in the history of the world to hold up this mast. I mean, the force on this mast is huge. It's not just obviously the weight of the mast and the compression post and the cross beam here, which is all pretty heavy stuff, but the fact that it's actually cinched down with, you know, many wires pulling hard to try and pull it through the coach roof here. I mean, this coach roof is really thick. It's 10 centimeters thick. It's ultra strong, but it's not a chance that something of that construction can hold up a mast. So a lot of force is going down through here. Just a mystery at the moment to how that's happening. So gonna have to do a bit more digging, take the top of this tank off, I think, just some of it, some around it, and see what we can do. I mean, I'm thinking that, you know, the best way is to put a hanger on these. These are, you know, ultra strong posts either side. I'm gonna have to take a bit of floor out to have a look at that and see it. But yeah, I want to see what's under here as well and see what can be done. But look, that bit's just tank. So I'll do a bit more digging, but I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna talk to some people, try and work this out.
While we ponder the problem, we have a chance to catch up with the little boats. Keith is in the water, but still not quite ready.
Keith, you busy down there?
Yeah, come on down.
Yeah, I'm not used to boats that move when I get on board them.
No, this one
Wow, so last minute
does rock a
stuff.
bit. Oh, there's always last minute stuff, isn't there?
So it's been a bit of a mission, isn't it? Because you only just got here.
It has for me, yeah. I've been up against it for the last, well, I'd say the last 6 months, really.
Yeah.
And I knew it was always going to be tight, but I was chatting to one of the other guys this morning, and when I'd finished sort of, I felt like I was halfway through building it, when I'd sort of done the hull, turned it over, and then when I put the deck on and that, I thought, oh, I'm nearly there. But no, I probably wasn't even halfway there. All the fitting out and everything just took me so much longer, and same as all the other guys said, just took so much longer than I thought.
Yeah, yeah. So what's the biggest challenge then of doing this? What's the thing that really got you?
Well, I think it's it's when you start having to get in and out of the boat. You know, I started fitting all the stainless handrails and so on.
Yeah.
And they've all got like little backing plates on them.
Yeah.
And they just all take. I thought I'd have it done in a weekend, and that probably took me a week.
Yeah.
You know, and
Okay.
everything was taken.
So it's not one single thing. It's just
not one
it's
single
just
thing,
the
just the
fiddly bits and pieces.
fiddly bits. Yeah.
You are still up against it. It's the last sort of little bits to go.
Little bits to go. Yeah.
But because of that, you haven't really had much of a chance to sail this, have you?
Not at all. It went in the water for a week in Chichester Harbour. I got out for one day in about 3 knots of wind.
Yeah.
But really, the objective there was to put it in the water, step the mast, put the sails on, make sure everything was fine. Really, it would have been nice to do a bit of sailing, definitely, but just wanted to make sure that everything was good before putting it on a trailer and.
So this
driving
qualifying trip down to Lanzarote is really going to be your learning experience.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. In more ways than one, not just with the boat, but I haven't really done much solo sailing before. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. It will all be fairly new to me.
And so, how are you feeling about that? You know, overnight sailing. You know, multiple nights.
I know. Yeah. I'm just hoping I get on okay with it, because I've done some channel crossings and that in the past on my own, but nothing more than a sort of 12-hour sail. So yeah. And I think that's the only thing probably in the back of my mind that I'm thinking, oh, how will I get on with that?
Two spinnakers and
Ertan has spent plenty of time solo sailing. He's competed in 2 Golden Globe non-stop round-the-world races. This race, though, is different because you can use GPS and satellite links to call home. And most important, you can take breaks to go sightseeing.
What it adds is that my family will be able to visit me in exotic places that we would not have seen. And also this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where I'll be able to take this boat through Panama Canal, which is something I would like to do.
Yeah.
And also there will be experiences because of this race, stopping in islands that I would have never visited probably. And also maybe take a route where the original trekker has taken, which is Northern Australia, go to Madagascar, South Africa, and stop in 2 different places. And although I passed St. Helena, I've never stopped in it, so to be able to stop in St. Helena, which will be a wonderful experience, to see these places that you would not otherwise have seen.
Yeah.
And although these are very small boats, they do feel quite buoyant, don't they? I mean, it's a strange thing, but they sort of feel that they're sort of bobbing around on top and they want to be there. They're not trying to dive in any form at all, yeah.
I mean, I was in a gale in Bay of Biscay on the way here for a day and a half, and this feels like a lifeboat rather than it really feels like a lifeboat. She just bobs on the waves and doesn't dive into anything. She just floats over everything, and whatever that comes over it, you know that it's very strong, that it will take the punishment of the waves.
And then the race. Calm, misty, atmospheric. Friends and family are out for the send-off. A slow start with very little wind, but it is due to pick up.
Here we go.
Blue sky calm, dancing in between us. Take us up, lay us down. Blue sky calm, promise not to leave us. Tarry not to our town.
It really was a beautiful send-off, and that ghostly mist is actually quite common on this coastline.
Yes, it's not really what you want though in a small boat without radar, but it cleared fairly quickly, and they've got light breezes now heading south towards Lanzarote, which is going to be good for them, I think, because a lot of them have only had a day or two sailing. They've been building those boats right up until the last minute.
Yeah, so it'll be good. And then when they get to Lanzarote, they'll have a few days rest, and then they leave for the Transat on the 25th of November.
And you can follow all this on the Yellow Brick. If you've got the Yellow Brick app, it shows that. Even this sort of trial race here to get to Lanzarote is on there. And then, of course, the big one is going to be February 2025, when they're all going to be gathered in Antigua, and they're going to do the round the world from there. And we might actually, if we play our cards right, time it so that we're there for that. I'd like to be there for that.
Yeah,
It's going to be good.
So that's the long-term plan. Meanwhile,
yes, short-term plan, get out of this yard.
Here we are. Well, get things fixed, I think, as well, isn't it? Because you could be in a worse place.
Yes.
I mean, this is a good yard to get things done.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's been great because it's been fun with all the guys here, but also any eventuality, anything that I find down below here, I'll show you it in the next episode, but there is a whole row of workshops here. They can make pretty much anything that you want here. So, yeah, any eventuality can be dealt with here.
So it's just a question of time, really, how long it's going to take to get everything done. Hopefully the weather will hold for a little bit longer.
Yes, and hopefully next episode we'll be bobbing out on the ocean.
Yeah, that would be nice. And yeah, it has been a bit depressing. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I was a bit low for a couple of days, but I'm back up again now and ready for the off.
We go through moments. Now that I'm actually down there sort of dealing with the problem, it's fine. It's the frustrating bit is sort of getting everything out to be able to do it. So hopefully now we can get through quickly, get the mast back on, get going.
Exactly. So thank you very much to our patrons, thank you to our subscribers, and thank you for watching. And next time, on the ocean.
On the ocean. Thanks for watching.